Okay. Hi, everyone. So we're just going to wait for a minute or two for people to join in. People are now starting to trickle in. So let's give them like just a minute or two to join this session. Okay. So okay. Right. So I think we have um okay, I think there are a lot of people joining. So welcome everyone. We are recording this session. And it will be shared with everyone after the event at a later date. I don't have the exact date right now, but it's going to be shared with all attendees for who can view it for a month before it goes public. Also, we're going to have a Q&A after Orhan's talk. I think Orhan is looking to do a talk for like 10 minutes. And then we'll do a Q&A after that. You can post your questions on the Q&A tab. I hope you can all see that. And let me see. Let me just check with Orhan. Orhan, are you ready now? Okay, let's just give him a minute. He's already on the call, but he's probably just sorting out something. Okay. Okay. We're just waiting for him to come back on the call. He's on the call, but to come back from the from whatever he's checking.
Hello.
Okay, perfect. Orhan. Am I pronouncing your name correctly? Is it Orhan or Orhan?
It's perfect. It's perfect.
Okay, perfect. Right. So I don't
Better
want to
than
take too much
Netflix.
time away from your talk. So I'm going to hand it over to you. We'll obviously reconvene when you've done your talk, and we'll do the Q&A after that. Okay, perfect. Over to you, Orhan.
Hello, everyone. Sorry for this, for being late a bit. There's a problem in the computer, so that's why I can't show my slides to you. First of all, it's an honor to talk here, something about mapping. Let me tell me first who I am. I'm a transportation expert with nearly 20 years of experience, and this experience primarily gained in the one of the cities that famous for with its transportation challenge, Istanbul. I led the public transportation master plan of the city, and then have contributed as an expert to several long-term strategic plans here. But in my spare time, on the other hand, I have a growing interest in Warli mapping since 2018 or 19, and in 2022 I had the honor of participating in a mapping research project. And that project is focused on urban mobility. So in this presentation, much of what I will discuss relates to some various reflections of this research on me. And I intend to convey four important pieces of information to you. The first of all is a result of our research, and this result is, I think, a new paradigm shift in urban mobility, and this is what we uncovered in the transportation mapping project. I just post an article about that in LinkedIn, and I will tell some insights from that in a couple of minutes. And the second one is which is a productive phase that worldly mapping can unlock, and it is especially for experts. And the title is related with this second point also. The third one that I want to convey is there's a condition for that, and an obstacle that the experts especially must overcome to fully benefit that advantage. And lastly, my method that I discovered by chance in our research that I believe helped me to overcome that obstacle, that condition. So let's dive in first, starting with this new paradigm shift. One of the most groundbreaking the points of our research is I think showing the importance of virtual activities in urban mobility planning. So the main the best way for coping transportation problems in cities for a few decades, at 30 to 40 years maybe, is to try to create a shift from private vehicles to public transport and active modes of transportation, such as walking and cycling. And for instance, and it is still the most favorable strategy. For example, the mayor's transport strategy, which is updated in 2022, the main goal of this whole report is that the 80% of all trips in London are made on foot, by cycle, or using public transport by 2041. And another example from a recent sustainable urban mobility plan of Istanbul that I am one of the experts who directly in that project I was responsible for all the public transport plans, and there are nine goals or objectives of the plan, and 3 of them were related with the same shift. And interestingly, none of these objectives is related with online activities. However, I think the main reason for this is, of course, the space efficiency. I mean, if you imagine a road with full of cars, the same number of people in those cars would occupy very less space if they go with public transit. or with if they cycle or if they walk. So this is one of the important the points, and let me show you the very famous it's a very famous image in urban mobility planning. This shows the space efficiency of these three modes. I mean, the public transport, cycling, and walking, compared to private vehicles. So this is a very famous one, and it's usually used in why we promoting that modes. However, it's also these modes are more environmentally friendly, and also they are less the impact to environment is less than the private cars. However, in our research, we come to
Okay, I think we lost Orhan. So I'm pretty sure he's gonna rejoin. So if you can just bear with us, probably a bad connection. And yeah, as I mentioned, if you've got questions, just post them on the Q&A section, and we'll go through them after Orhan's talk. Okay. Right. Hopefully he'll be rejoining soon. So, so- okay, some people just joined as well. So we're just waiting for the speaker to come back online. He got cut off. And yeah, so we're just waiting right now for him to come back on the line. Okay. Just give him a chance to be able to come back to the call. Okay, so Simon just sent a message saying he'll be joining us shortly as well.
Hi, Jen.
Hi, Simon. Okay, so I don't know what's going on. Orhan got cut off, so he's not back yet. And yeah, we've got some people on the
I
call.
can see he's just appeared. Orhan,
Yes,
I've got the Miro board for that original research, which has all the maps on and everything else. Would you like me to share that at all, or would that help?
Yes, but I haven't that deeper in my talk. So
all right, in which case I'll go quiet and just let you both get on with it at all.
Okay.
These communication issues happen. If you do want me to jump in, I've got all those maps. All right, toodaloo.
Sorry about that.
Perfect. Thanks, Simon. Go ahead, Orhan.
Okay. I'm very sorry for this inconvenience. So, as I said, and in our research, we just came to a point that now backed by the rapid increase in the all the technological technological evolutions, then the virtual activities will evolve very fast. So together with it, the ultimate space efficiency of virtual activities, or making a journey in virtual spaces, it would be inevitable to not use that strategy. So one of the symbolic images is that when the image that I showed you before, we just add a virtual road that contains no one. So it represents people who are participating in an online event. So as it is seen, it's obviously the most logical option, using virtual spaces as compared to transportation. So this is some results of our research, and also now the interesting thing in the research that I face is when in some points I understand that there is a benefit that worldly mapping can unlock, and now I try to explain that one. I will share an incident that occurred to me during this research, and after this incident, I experiencing what I liken to a ripple effect, the title, which I consider to be a significant benefit that worldly mapping can provide. In one part of the research, there was a debate about whether the internet access should be considered among the modes of the transportation. And at that moment, it didn't align with my prior understanding, of course, of transportation. I work with transportation modes all my professional life, and it's in somehow it didn't fit my all the knowledge, and argued against this idea. And I think it lasts a couple of sessions. And in these times, I'm talking with my friends. I'm writing something about this. I'm talking with other experts that how this is possible. How can we think like that? But these are all technical type of considerations. And at one point, I remember telling myself, okay, Orhan, that's enough. Just assume that this is considered a mode of transportation just for now. And I thought at that point, I can come back to this point later. And during that time, I can make more evidence. I can make more research on that, and then we can always flexible to change the map, of course. But I'm surprisingly making that assumption create a sharp shift in my perspective. The moment I placed that digital realm, I was not only thinking about internet access, but digital realm among the other modes of transportation in my mind. Then I start thinking about the meaning of it. At that point, all my thinking focused on the technical issues. I mean, is it right to put that the internet access to there? Should it be internet or internet access? If it is internet access, I mean, it is similar to having a car ownership. So, or public transportation is consists of lots of public transport lines, for instance, and so it is similar to putting internet on that kind of technical things. But when I made that assumption, then everything had gone. And now that opens up a new world for me. So then I started to think everything I had associated with modes in the past. And this time with this new concept, this virtual mobility concept. And this is, I think, where the stone hits the water. And the ripples, just like ripples began to spread. And this new perspective of, I think, urban mobility began to interact with all my knowledge. For instance, that same day, the visual I mentioned, I showed you, came to my mind. If there are modes, then I need to put there another line that's related with virtual spaces. I just applied the change that occurred in my mind to this image. That's all. 2 weeks later, for instance, while I was dealing with feasibility studies, I thought this will need to change now because there are some calculations that inconsistent with having a virtual mode there. Or a few months later, I was working with choice models, mod choice models, and these models gives us the percentage of people use various kinds of transportation mode while going point A to point B. And by the way, this is the only area that in the field of mobility and Nobel Prizes was awarded. So, for instance, in that models, the duration is one of the key variables, the different durations of different modes. And as you think about the virtual mobility, it's always zero. But today it was my duration to connect is a bit more. So sorry again for that. But it usually is zero. So how would this model function when the duration becomes zero? So each of these problems, if you think about that, might produce dozens of hundreds of academic papers, and some of them can open up new academic areas. So it is very interesting, and this process, I think, is similar with the incubation phase within the creative process. You probably know in this process you first encounter a problem, and then you try to understand the problem. After that, you experiment with different solutions, but even nothing seems to work. You put the problem aside for a while. Your mind continues to search for a solution in the background. So, because your brain keeps testing the candidate solutions against the problem, and that's why new ideas can come to you in moments you least expect. The Eureka moments, for instance, is one of these instances that you find a solution. So this is the incubation period. So when I look at this, what I experienced is very similar. What happens during the incubation phase? So this is by the way, this is, I think, is important, especially for the experts, because experts, I mean, have deep knowledge on their specific fields, and this deep knowledge is structured in their minds. And if you think about it, by definition, wordly mapping tends to reorganize all that structures, and this is what happens in mobility. So I have probably a structure in my mind, and in mapping, the new structure doesn't fit the one in my mind. So if the experts can adapt to these changes that occur in the mapping process, then we can anticipate a lot of collisions between different information in the different places in the experts' minds. So this is what I've been witnessing for maybe more than one year. In every day when I when I using a different model, for instance, so using a different method. Now I try to think, not trying, but it's happened instantly. I need to look at from that perspective, and there are probably there would be a lot of changes to be made. And of course, some of these collisions will lead to innovations. So this is, I mean, besides, I think dozens of advantages of worldly mapping, just this benefit that I witnessed of worldly mapping is enough reason for using this. But let me tell you one important thing about the condition that we must experts should overcome is, of course, adapting these new changes. So, as I said, while we were working, it takes a couple of sessions me to overcome that barrier. So, and I think this is the manifestation of inertia in worldly mapping, a very practical manifestation. We feel inertia like that. So when I understand that, it opens up a new perspective for me. So sometimes I still think that internet access is not should be a different place, but it doesn't matter. Just being able to adapting that change and looking from that perspective is invaluable, and that's also the method that I can recommend to the other experts when they feel that they came to a barrier, inertia that they think it's very wrong or inconventional. So yes, I mean that's it. I recommend every expert to take the advantage or disadvantage of mapping. Especially they stuck with old ideas and search for new perspectives, which happens all the time. And if they use it, they would like to find out new points of view or come up with the new thoughts and sometimes new ideas. So thank you. If you're still there, thank you very much.
Thanks, Orhan. So we have a few minutes we have around 11 minutes before we wrap up. So we have some time for questions. So if anyone has questions, if you can type it in the chat window or the Q&A window, either works. Let's just see if there are going to be questions, because someone was raising her hand earlier. I'm not sure if she's still on the call. Let's see. I think it was Elizabeth. No, I think she dropped out. Okay. I cannot see any questions being posted. Let me just see. Okay. All right. I think since there are no questions, I think we're just going to wrap up. As I said earlier, this call has been recorded, so it will be shared with everyone. to every attendee will be able to watch it like for a month before it goes public. So just look out for the emails from Jane or Simon about it. And thanks a lot, Orhan, for joining us today. And thanks for everyone for attending this session. So the next session will be at around 4 o'clock. So yeah, you can join this track, which is the sustainability track, or the other track, which is the resilience and recovery track. So thanks again for joining, everyone, and have a good rest of the day. Take care.
Thank you very much.